Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at some problems that do not have the same base on both sides like we looked at earlier, or ones that you cannot write as the same base on both sides. For instance, like 6 to the 7x power equals 200. Notice that you can't take 200 and rewrite it as the same base as 6 over here. And you can't take 6 and make it any lower base as well. So what I told you guys in class to do with these is to take it and use the definition of a logarithm to get it into logarithmic form. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to skip a line because I'm also going to show you what your book tells you to do. The definition of a logarithm, remember, talks about this base raised to this exponent equals this number. And you've heard me say that a bunch of times. So if you take this and you say log base 6 of 200, it should be equal to 7x. This base here raised to this exponent here equals this number here. So this base raised to this exponent equals this number. Guys, that is the definition of a logarithm, and we've used that several times, and it is the thing that makes these equations a lot easier to solve. Your book is going to tell you to take the log base 6 of this side and the log base 6 of this side. If you take the log base 6 of both sides like that, you're going to end up with the same thing anyways, because this right here cancels out because they're inverses, and you get 7x. And this right here is the same thing we have already. So I suggest using that definition to help you out because that's going to be the key thing that helps you answer this. Now, we're not completely done with this one because we do have to find what x is. So if you divide by 7 on both sides, you're going to get x equals, or x is approximately equal to, because I know this is going to be a pretty ugly logarithm here, this log base 6 of 200 divided by 7. So how do we do the log base 6 of 200 and divide it by 7? Well, we take out our calculator. Remember, we talked about doing the log of 200 divided by the log of 6. And this is what you do to find an approximate value for a logarithm because the base on the calculator is base 10. So if I want to find the approximate value for a logarithm, I come to my calculator and I do log of 200. In this case, the one that's on the top here is 200 because that's inside the logarithm, divided by the log of the base number, which is 6. You press enter there, you're going to get 2.957. But remember, it's not just the log base 6 of 200 that we're looking at here. We're also looking at dividing that by 7. So I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to divide that by 7. And it's going to give me approximately 0.422. And again, I do apologize for the shakiness of the video, guys, but just trying to do this quick for you, get you guys some review that you can watch online too. So let's take a look at a little bit uglier one here, something like this. Let's say 3e to the x minus 1 power minus 2, which is not in the exponent, equals 61. If we're going to take this guy right here and we are going to solve this guy, we've got to first make him look closer to this guy where you have the base raised to the exponent equals a number. We're not there yet, but we do have the base e. We just need to get it by itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 2 just like we normally would over to the other side. If we do that, that's going to give us 3e to the x minus 1 equals 63. Then we're going to take this and we're going to divide both sides by 3. If we divide both sides by 3, we're going to get e to the x minus 1 power equals 21. 63 divided by 3 is pretty nice. If it's not nice, guys, then you just go through and you divide it just normally using your calculator, get a decimal, and do math, enter, enter to change it back to a fraction. It's all calculator work that you can handle there. So then we have this set up now like this other one over here. 6 to the 7x equals 200, e to the x minus 1 equals 21. If we want to take this and solve this, though, we've got to remember that e means that natural log. So this is going to be the natural log of 21 equals x minus 1. Because the base on this one, remember, is e. This is the one that's also on your calculator. If you look over here on the left-hand side of your calculator, it's e to the x power right there above that ln, that natural log. So if you look at this, this is e to this power equals 21. The good news about this one is in your calculator, all you have to do to approximate your answer here is take that natural log of 21 in the calculator, and then you're going to add 1 over here. Just make sure when you add the 1 over here that you do not take it and try to add 1 to the 21. You're actually just going to take your calculator, you're going to do the natural log of 21, and then you are going to put the parentheses there plus 1 because that will give me the correct answer, 4.045.